Hey guys, Megan here. So I want to make a very specific video today, and it'll probably only be relatable for a few of you, but even if it just helps one of you, that's the difference that it makes, because I've been in tough situations like this before, and I wish I had the same advice given to me that I was able to have guidance through. And I'm going to be talking about toxic relationships. Whether you're currently in a toxic relationship and trying to get out and starting to recognize it, or you just got out of a bad breakup and you feel lost and you don't know what to do. So baseline, any relationship, baseline relationship, we have the person tells you that you're beautiful, the person tells you that they love you, they take you out on dates on occasion, and they'll buy you gifts. Baseline, that's something that happens in every relationship. You're going to see in pretty much every relationship. The thing that makes the difference between a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship is, in a healthy relationship, you're going to have qualities about that person that you love, not just, oh, my family loves them and I like that they tell me that I'm beautiful, but you say, I love that this person is goal-oriented. I love that they are trustworthy. I love that they are loyal. I love that when they do mess up and we do get in arguments, they recognize their wrongs, admit their faults, and make sure that they do everything in their power not to hurt me again. I love that even when they do hurt me, it's always unintentional and they always have my heart and my best interest in mind. I love how caring they are. Those are the things that go above and beyond and go above this baseline. When you go below the baseline, that's when you say, this person's not trustworthy, this person's not loyal, this person's abusive, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever it may be. This person, when I tell them that something's bothering me, rather than saying, okay, I'll work on it, I'm sorry, they'll say, well, why is it bothering you? Why are you so controlling? Why are you so insecure? And try to make your concerns with them be your fault rather than mistakes that they're making. They'll constantly manipulate you and try to control situations. They'll often do things like say, you're not allowed to go out and hang out with your friends, but then at the same time, they'll go out and hang out with their friends and do whatever they want and tell you that you need to be a respectful girlfriend while they're out there doing whatever they want. And when you try to tell them, hey, like, that's not fair that we have double standard, they'll start calling you controlling when really they're the ones controlling you. When you're in situations like that, then you have your baseline still, but you're clinging on to it for dear life because you put so much love and heart and soul in this relationship and you really want it to work out, and you're grabbing on so you don't sink below. And that's the hard thing. So baseline, go above and beyond, you're doing great, healthy relationship, or baseline and you're clinging on for dear life so you don't sink below and it's a toxic relationship. I want to encourage you guys to know that you know your worth and you know what you deserve. If you are in a relationship and, for example, they tell you that they love you, but in the same breath, they go and they're texting a bunch of girls. I'm talking about a boyfriend and girlfriend right now situation, and he's texting a bunch of girls and flirting with a bunch of girls, and it makes you really uncomfortable. So you say, hey, like, it makes me uncomfortable when you flirt with those girls. Like, I'm supposed to be your girlfriend. And they go around and they turn it around and they say, you're insecure, you're too controlling. Like, what are you talking about? You need to trust me more. Blah, blah, blah. Why are you so insecure? Instead of saying, oh, you're right, I'm sorry. That's a situation where it's a toxic relationship and they're showing you that they value their relationship with these other girls and flirting with these other girls rather than valuing your relationship. Another example is if you're in a physically or emotionally or verbally abusive relationship where, let's say, somebody hits you or calls you a horrible name, and you feel very hurt by that and you tell them that hurt you and you don't know why they did that. And instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I should have never done that, they say, well, you shouldn't have said that to me. Well, you shouldn't have gone and did that without telling me. And try to blame their poor actions on you when it was their actions. Having lack of ownership over their mistakes is a huge red flag. And I just want to let you know that that is not your fault. Their poor choices are not your fault. Them hurting you is not your fault. There's never, ever an excuse to physically hurt somebody or call somebody a bad name under any circumstances, because if they truly loved you like they say that they love you, then their actions would line up where if something like that happened, that they would turn around and it would never be intentionally hurting you. It would be unintentional, and they do everything in their power to try to salvage the relationship. They would show that your relationship with them is more important than any other worldly things. And I know it's hard, and I know if you're someone that's in this relationship and trying to get out, that while you're trying to get out of the relationship and you're trying to leave, that they're going to constantly turn it on you, saying you're making the biggest mistake of your life, that you're messing up, that you're going to regret it, that you'll never be able to find anybody like them ever again. But that's just them trying to reel you back in and trying to manipulate you. And do not let them take control. We are not in control of the actions of other people. We are not in control of the emotions of other people. We're not even in control of the weather or what family we're born into. But one thing we are in control of are our own lives and our own emotions. Really, God's in control. But you choosing to take control away from that person and into yourself is you giving control to God. They give the example in psychology classes all the time that if you have an abusive parent, that you have two routes that you can go down. Route number 1 is you go down the route where you become abusive as well. Route number 2, you choose to do everything in your power to make sure you do nothing ever abusive ever to your own children because you've gone through that. The same things with relationships. Like, you have a choice. If you are someone that's in a toxic relationship, you have a choice to either leave and make sure you're never in a situation like that again and you never become like that person, or you choose to stay. And you are in control of that decision. You are loved and you are worthy and you are enough and you are beautiful, and you deserve to have someone not just tell you that they love you, but show you that they love you. You deserve someone to not just tell you that you're beautiful, but show you that they believe you're beautiful. To not just take you out on dates, but to go above and beyond and do random acts of kindness and do things to make you happy and want to grow together with you and grow closer to God with you, become the best possible version of yourselves together. If you were someone who before this relationship used to be so happy and bubbly, and now you know that you're sad and negative all the time, or if you're someone who used to be straight A student and never skip school, and now you're getting really bad grades and almost failing and skipping school all the time, then you are losing yourself in this relationship. No other human being is worth losing yourself for, because you are giving so much time and energy into trying to change this person and change this relationship, and in the process you're losing yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I'm not saying that every relationship that has any of these things is doomed for disaster. There is hope, but I'm saying that you need to be conscious of these things happening, otherwise down the road, who knows what can happen. And a lot of times in situations like this, it only gets worse and you only get more trapped. And you are allowed to take control of the situation. You have the power. You have the power if you're in the relationship or not. You are worthy and you are loved. God calls us more precious than rubies. God calls us loved and worthy. And if someone's making you feel the opposite of those things, then that's just not true. You are more loved than you will ever know, and you do not need the love of some boy or of some person who's treating you horribly. You need the love of yourself, the love of God, the love of your family, of your friends. That is what matters. And do not give that person the privilege of having control over your emotions. You are stronger than you even know. And I know right now it might feel like you're being buried. It feels like you're being buried by the pain from them and their actions, by their words. You're being buried by so much sorrow, by so much pain, by so much hurt in your heart. I know you feel like your tears that are coming down right now are just drowning you. But you're not being buried, you're not being buried, you're being planted. You're not drowning in your tears, you're watering yourself so you can grow. And one day you're going to rise from the dirt, you're going to rise from the ashes, and you're going to be beautiful, more beautiful than ever. You're going to be a beautiful woman who's strong and who made it out the other side, who's able to help encourage other women and other individuals who have gone through this. And you will be okay, everything will be okay. Just keep your head above the waves, everything will get better. If someone truly loves you and truly appreciates you, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that they don't hurt you. And in the case that they do hurt you, they're going to be apologetic and they're going to try to fix it. And you guys need to work as a team to be together. A relationship is not a dictatorship. It's a partnership. If you feel like you're being dictated, then that's not a good sign. Take control of your life. Be partners together. You are beautiful and you are loved more than you will ever know. You are enough, and it is not your fault. If someone cannot see your value or your worth, it is not your fault. It is their loss. Everything does get better. Trust me, it does get better. And it will hurt. It'll hurt for a while. You'll feel lost for a while. You'll feel pulled towards them for a while. But you will get through this, and you have so many people that are here to support you and that have gone through the same thing. And one of the first steps is telling somebody what you're going through. Everything will be okay. Keep your head up. God bless you. We'll be praying for you, and you are loved.